Joined now on location by Simon Keelan, Caddie for Seamus Power, fresh off another nice finish in a major, 11th last week in the U.S. Open. Thanks for joining me.
Not at all, John. Geez, thanks for having me. Yeah, nice to put in a good shift again last weekend. Pretty tough conditions, and obviously it was a pretty pure course and a difficult 4 days on the track. But it was nice to hang in there and get a nice high finish and continue the good form that he's been producing this year.
Yeah. Before we get to that, though, I want to ask you about a potentially even bigger accomplishment. Yesterday, I saw you successfully hit it on the narrow Travelers Umbrella Green near 16. And then if people remember back to the Players' Championship, you flipped one of Seamus's clubs upside down. Maybe the shot of the week, hit it on the green there at 17. You're pretty good on those island greens.
Yeah, I wish it would translate into my normal game when I'm out playing with my buddies, try and win me some money. But the Sawgrass one was obviously it was pretty special. It was a lot of fun. We were on 16 green watching Tommy Fleetwood's caddy hit it to about 7 or 8 feet, and that's when Seamus and Shane started kind of jeering me on, saying, you'll have to turn one around and try and see if you can make a good contact with a right-handed club. Seamus uses blades, so thankfully it was actually Tyrrell Hatton handed me one of his clubs, and he said, "Here, use one of these shovels instead." So it was his 8-iron, and teed it high and kind of hope for the best. I kind of had visions of it going horribly wrong, to be honest. So I was glad to see myself make contact and head in the right direction at least. But yesterday was just a bit of fun. It was just me and Ricey walking the back nine there. Finno was over on 17 green. It was him that told me it looked pretty close, but nice to see it stay dry anyway.
Yeah, that's cool. So I guess back to the U.S. Open last week. How was the support last week from the fans in Boston? Because they love the Irish.
Yeah, it was great actually. Everybody we spoke to in the few weeks leading up knew somebody that was either going to be there or was flying over for it. And obviously, with Rory playing well and being in contention, Shane's had a great year so far. So I think the Irish flags were out in their force, and everywhere we turned there was a Waterford accent or an Offaly accent or a Northern Irish accent. There was plenty of support for the boys. Thankfully Rory and Seamus didn't disappoint. They were up there right till the end. I actually fancied Rory for the week, to be honest. I thought he'd pull away. He's just been playing so good, and obviously the golf he produced in Canada was so special. So, but it was nice. It was nice for Seamus. He striped it all week, to be perfectly honest. And they just don't hand him out too easy, do they?
No, they don't. But he's a quick learner. His first one was back in Augusta, and he finished 27th. Then you guys were at Southern Hills, and he racked up a 9th there. That's a solid start to his major career. I've always known him to have a really high golf IQ. Is there anything else you can put your finger on for, that's enabled him to kind of get off to such a quick start in those big events?
Yeah, you know him as well as I do. You guys were together for quite some time, and I think his game is actually suited to, I don't want to say majors because, I'm a relative novice when it comes to majors and major venues, but his game is suited to, I think, tough golf courses, golf courses that, you have to really lean on your short game because at some point throughout the week, you're just going to keep missing fairways, keep missing greens. And, the conditions last week in Brooklyn I thought it was fair. It was tough in places, but, obviously the wind was up every day. Temperatures dropped considerably over the weekend. Thankfully, the greens kind of got a bit softer at the weekend, but I'd say typically if that rain didn't come through or, the greens didn't soften up, it could have been brutal there, Saturday afternoon and all day Sunday. But I think for Seamus, he's improved off the tee in the last kind of 12 months. So that's become a strength where I don't want to call it a weakness. I don't think you can be weak in any part of your game out here. But it certainly wasn't his strength. And the driver's really been great. And then obviously, as I said, I think he was third in scrambling last season in whatever we played, 18, 19 events, which is pretty good going. And I've always known him to have a very good short game, but he's very creative. I think you see it with Shane, you see it with Rory. He probably doesn't get enough credit for it, but certainly with Shane, he's an amazing short game. And I think that's just something that happens in Ireland. The guys that are very good, we learn to play in so many different types of conditions and types of golf courses that you have to have a good imagination around the greens, and Seamus is no different in that regard. So I do feel like he has the game for the big courses, and I'm really excited about the stretch we've got coming up. Even St Andrews, I know you mentioned him yesterday as well, but he loves that place, and obviously, it'll be our first time playing an Open there. But again, I just think that type of challenge, it suits him. The variety in weather, and obviously the way that the major, committees like to set up courses, and I think it just kind of suits his eye, and it fits every facet of his strength.
Yeah, you guys will get the Irish Open in beforehand, I think, and then you get to go to St Andrews. I mean, what kind of experience do you have at both courses for the Irish and for the Open?
I've been to St Andrews. I haven't actually worked a tournament there. When I was on the LPGA, we were close enough. I can't even remember where we were nearby, and I just kind of like any golf addict, I took a trip over to see the bridge going over 18 and the jigger in, and kind of just get a feel for the course going all the way into the town there. I'm really excited for it. The Irish Open, I mean, I know Mount Juliet pretty well. It's only probably 25-30 minutes from Seamus's hometown, and it's only an hour and a half from my hometown. So very excited for that one. I suppose the golf purist in me would love to see it on a links course, but
yeah.
From a venue and from a fan's point of view, I think Mount Juliet it's a special place. If you go all the way back to 2003, Tiger won the the Accenture World Championship at the time there. He blew the field away. I think he might have only bogeyed the last hole in the tournament. So it's one that as a kid you grew up going to the Irish Open every year, and it was either Mount Juliet or Druids Glen. So I feel like it's a place I know like the back of my hand. I've played it. Obviously haven't worked on Irish Open there, but very much excited for, we're due to fly back here Sunday night after the Travellers, but part of me hopes we miss that flight too, because that'll mean we'll have some good problems this weekend.
Yeah, well, let's talk about this week a little bit, I guess. You've had a couple practice rounds out there. How's the course set up this year?
Really nice. I love this place. I mean, I know you've obviously been here in the past as well. Everything from the treatment right down to the players and caddies, we've got a great setup and caddy dining. But the course itself, it's a lovely TPC River Highlands. I think it's a Pete Dye course. The greens are beautiful, and obviously again for my man, it's got the runoffs where, if you do miss a green, you're going to have to have a pretty pure short game, pretty good pitching action off those tight lies, but it's in spectacular condition. We played 18-hole pro-am at 7:30 this morning. The rain it's just easing now, but it was pretty persistent there for 3-4 hours. But the course seemed to be holding up great, and I think they do a great job here, the Travellers, to be perfectly honest. And we enjoyed it last year. We obviously, I think we had a T19th or something, but Seamus had Mondayed in, and this was kind of the start of the great run of form that he had last summer. Started here, so nice memories to come back out here yesterday morning and kind of realize that we've achieved a lot here in the last kind of 12 months, but there's so much more to achieve.
Yeah, for sure. It's been an awesome awesome to watch from afar. He's been playing so well. Always known his potential, and to see it happening right now is great. I'm stoked for you guys. Two other ones will get you out of here. I guess you mentioned Rory and Shane. I know Padraig shows up from time to time. How much fun is that out there with the crack, with the other Irish lads when you guys are playing practice rounds and probably going out to dinner during the week and stuff like that?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, I think, it's like anything, isn't it? That you just can't beat your own. I feel very lucky out here, even in the short 3-4 years that I've been out here. Every nationality, whether they're from the US, they're from South America, Europe, Australia, everybody seems to embrace each other, and I feel very fortunate to have made a lot of friends. But you just can't beat. Well, the Irish always say you can't beat the Irish, and we've played a practice round at the Masters, and we played another one together at the PGA, and it is just different. I think there was 8 Irish guys in the group between players and caddies. And right from when you step on the first tee, there's just no letting up. Guys they're slagging you, they're at you. I'm obviously from the south of Ireland in Cork. Shane is from the Midlands. Seamus is from the southeast. Rory and Harry are from up north. So is Bo. and then obviously Padraig and Ronan are Dublin. So we're kind of well spread out amongst our little island there, and there's plenty of rivalry with the hurling and the football, the rugby, the soccer. So no, the crack is mighty in fairness, and it made what would normally, I would imagine, a stressful week, whether it's at the Masters or the PGA. It made it for a much more lighthearted, morning one day and afternoon another day, and you kind of feel like going away no matter how the week goes. That we've just done something pretty special there. Obviously, you'd love to see Padraig play another Masters, but part of me kind of walking off the ninth green at the Masters thought like that was a pretty cool thing to be a part of. That it may never happen again that the four boys are there. You just don't take anything for granted in golf. So, it is amazing. Obviously, we see a lot of Shane and Bo out here, and they're a great crack in fairness. So, always great to be around those boys. And hopefully we'll see more of Padraig and Ronan now with the Irish next week. We have the JP McManus Pro-Am and then the Open. So, looking forward to spending as much time as possible with those guys.
Sick. That'll be a great stretch. So last one to get you out of here. I know we were exchanging some messages. How about the GOAT, the Billy Goat, getting that first major win there with Matthew Fitzpatrick in Brookline?
Pretty special. I mean, I don't know Billy all that long. Actually, the first time I met him was I sat next to him on a flight to Bermuda only in the fall, just gone there, and it was like a 7-hour flight from London. And as soon as he sat down next to me, I was pinching myself, saying, I hope I don't bother him too much, but I've got like 7 million questions to ask him here. But no, he's like, I think for all of us, like he's kind of set a standard, and he's achieved so much that I think any one of us. Somebody said something to me the other night on Twitter, and I was like, geez, if I had a fraction of the success he had, I'd be delighted with my own career, and it's great to see. I actually didn't realize before the PGA that was going to be his maiden major win, before the US Open. So yeah, great for him, and he seems like a pretty special character, and obviously nice to see Fitzy. We played a practice run with them on, was it Tuesday, I think, and I wouldn't say that like they stood out as that they were going to go and win it or they put their hand up for a win, but obviously you've seen the golf Fitzy's played, and you see the two of them together. They came close, obviously, at the PGA, and he's been playing some pretty high-level golf for some time. But yeah, it was great to see, and with the dominance in the US Ryder Cup team, it's nice to see a European major win, and hopefully that'll springboard some more of our boys to get one or two more here in the next year or two.
Love it. Hey, well, Simon, thanks for taking a little time out of your day. It's great to catch up with you. Say what's up to Seamus, and we'll talk to you soon.
Will do. Thanks a million, John. Appreciate your time, bud, and love everything you're doing with the Caddie Network.